This is Royal with Talk Show Central RTV Style. And tonight we have, well, we're calling it the Anti-Arena Show. And I'm bringing in two guests that are going to talk for and against and just actually give us a little bit of numbers and a little bit of that. I'm bringing in Susan and Donald. I'm going to bring them in right now. Susan, how's it going? And here is Donald. Hey, Donald, what's up? How you been? There you go. I don't think Donald's having a little bit of issue here, but here we are. He is live. Susan, how was your day?
It was good. Left about 2:30 from Brownsville, and we traveled to San Antonio. We're going to be over here all weekend for a basketball tournament.
Ah, cool. High school, middle school,
college? It's freshman and varsity.
Ah, cool. What school?
All the schools. It's a travel team. It's the Rockets. So
it's a traveling team. Okay, cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think Donald's having a little bit of problems here, but hopefully he'll step up. So yeah, San Antonio, man, that's the place to be. There's lots of stuff to do. There's the Riverwalk. There's just the Riverwalk itself has a lot of things. I know Brownsville at some point was thinking of getting a Riverwalk. I know during where Pat Almada was mayor, he was thinking about, over there by, what's that street on the side that goes to the old bridge, that kind of deal. And now I hear they're trying to bring it back. So I don't know what will happen with that. But, that's, they're always trying to do stuff,
Yeah.
And so, but cool. So, Susan, I'm glad you're here. Donald, I hope he can connect. We're watching him. So if anybody knows Donald, please give him a call and let him know that his camera is working. I think he's not even muted. I don't know.
Well, I heard him talking earlier. He wanted you to text him.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let me do that and make sure he's okay. This is why we do tests. You are on. You are on. Look at the at the camera. There you go. I think he's looking somewhere else. I don't know. It's because I don't know. Let's see here. What's going on? Hey, Alberto Martinez, ¿cómo te va? How's it going, Alberto? Well, let's just get into it, man. You are on. Look at the screen. Here, look. We can see you. Yeah, I don't know. He's having. Let me try to restart. Restart your system, whatever it may be. There you go. Cool. I think let me just knock him out for a little bit here, and let's just stick with us. Annabelle, how's it going? Good evening to all, says Annabelle. And Annabelle, fine. Thank you, Albert. Yeah. And let me just move this into this, and we'll just keep the blue here, keep the red, and that looks fine. All right. So there's all of this commotion going on with the arena, and I went and I voted. When was it? Man, I forgot what day I voted. I think I was out of town and came back Monday. I voted on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And to my surprise, because I really didn't even have time to check the sample ballot, but to my surprise, there was no vote yes, vote no for the arena. And that in itself is confusing. So, guys, if you want the arena, then on Proposition A, vote yes if you want the arena. If you do not want the arena on Proposition A, vote no. And hopefully, hey, how you doing? Same thing. Hey.
There he is.
Hearing
nothing from you.
I'm hearing
My
you.
My computer's dead. I'm getting no sound from you.
Look at the computer. Look at the camera. No, wrong camera. You got two cameras going on. I think you have two devices on. Bueno, anyway, sorry. So hopefully he'll fix the situation. But anyway, this so we have this thing going on, right? And apparently, well, how should we start this?
Well, definitely clear up. It's Proposition A.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
says Cameron County, what is it? Cameron County Arena Project or Project Arena or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So, or venue project.
Venue
That's what it is.
project. That's something like that. I thought I had a thing here, but I don't. But anyway,
Oh, actually, I
but
think I
that's
do.
what it is. It's really simple, guys. When you go to vote, if you do not want the arena, it's the last item. There's 3 items that you're voting for in Brownsville. In other cities, you're voting for. I know you're voting. I can hardly say you're voting for mayor. Vote Norma. That's who we're endorsing. But there's different people that you can vote, or different candidates that are running as well. But for the 3 propositions, you got 3 of them. The third one, from our point of in Brown, I guess it would be the same all over. But in Brownsville, it was the third one. That would be vote no on that one, and that's the one that affects the arena and the whole bit. So yeah, definitely that's a no vote for that one. So we are in the. This is what we're going for. Vote no to Proposition A. However, we will be open. We would be open to if somebody. Basically, the reason we're going this way is because nobody has given us any numbers. Am I right, Susan?
That is absolutely correct. One of my biggest arguments is that there has not been a feasibility study done. We don't have any concrete numbers. If it's how much it's going to cost, what exactly is the size of the stadium, how many parking spaces, yada, yada, yada. We don't have any of that. It's like, vote for this. We're going to do it, but we really don't know anything about it yet. But this is our idea.
Well, we do have some numbers, and Judge Cascos came on our show, and he explained the numbers to us. And let me share those numbers because I still have them here. It might be the same ones that you shared with me. And so here we go. I'm going to go with, no, let me just go with this window here. And we'll do that. It'll be a little ugly, but that's fine. So anyway, this is what Judge brought to me when he showed us this. Actually, let me go up to the top here. And this, there it is. I don't know if you can see that.
I can. Mm-hmm.
Let me zoom that in. But anyway, that's what they were talking about, these numbers. Now, he something about 33 million times 20 years. It was 1,650,000 or whatever, or 137,000, whatever, with no interest, granted with no interest and all that. But actually, I think we needed a 42% increase. That's probably I can't understand it, right?
Right, because he's saying he's discussing there the portion that the county is saying that they're going to cover with the venue visitors tax. So he's amortizing it over 20 years there. And then he's saying we're going to have to pay for 33 million. If that's all we're going to do is 33 million, our payments are going to be 137,000 a month. He's saying there's no way that we're going to have that kind of money unless we have a 42% increase in that tax.
Right. And this is the actual. Okay, this is their budget, and this is the actual here. And this 126,617. This is the number. One of the numbers that was totally missing, or the numbers were not balancing there. And the other way, and then the other thing that he was saying, and a lot of people have been saying, is that in order for this to work, here we go. No arena says no. No arena say no to Proposition A. Residents of Arlington, even Arlington, or San Benito for that matter. But they would have to have. Let me take this out for a little bit. They would have to do, in order for it to work, they would have to do 60 events, 60 events per year. Okay, maybe that's doable. Okay, let's say that's doable. But then the arena is going to hold 10,000 seats. It'll be the biggest arena in the valley.
Right.
I could probably dare say that it would be maybe not the biggest south of San Antonio, but
Mm-hmm.
but definitely the biggest in the valley,
Mm-hmm.
right? It might even be bigger than anything Corpus might have,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But in order to fulfill that, first we would have to have 60 events a year, and we would have to sell 7,000 seats per event.
Correct.
Now, you went to an event somewhere. I think you were the one that was saying you went to.
Well, we went to the Vipers, okay. And it was a playoff game. So it was a Vipers playoff game, and they won the championship this year. And I'm going to guesstimate maybe 40% of the stadium was full. So Bert Ogden is what, a 9,000 person stadium?
Yeah.
So
that was okay. Let's give them 4,000 seats. Let's give them 5,000 seats. There's still that in our arena, they would still be 2,000 short per event, which means we're in the red. Which means, guess what?
Yeah.
Taxes are going up. They got to pay it somewhere. And then the other thing is, even who was it that said that? Well, we know it's going to fail. I mean, right? Yeah. Somebody said that.
Yeah, so, the judge. I mean, quoted. I think I put it on my Facebook. He specifically said it was not going to be a moneymaker. It's just gonna help the economic development for the Madera properties around there. I mean, he's already saying right there, we're not going to make any money off of the stadium or the arena.
Yeah, and so why build it if you know you're going to fail? If you know it's going to go bad, why build it? I mean, Susan, in your wisdom, I mean, women are smarter at this. They they're always creative, and they have all these things. Give us some wisdom. Why build it, Susan?
You don't need to build it. I mean, this is the same song and dance from the this leadership. We have a lot of different venues that have come up and either not been used to their fullest or have failed, and even the Bert Ogden Arena doesn't make money. I mean, if you're going to want to follow them, so to speak, then follow in their footsteps. They don't make money either. So why do it? I just don't understand, why the push. Work on something else where, maybe do a feasibility study on something else that would be successful. Listen to the people, what the people are saying that we may need here.
Yeah. Well, what does Brownsville need? Let's just talk about Brownsville. Let's just not talk about the Valley. We'll talk about the Valley in a little bit, but let's talk about Brownsville. What does Brownsville need, Susan?
Well, I'm going to be partial because I'm at a basketball tournament. So, none of the high school kids that are on travel teams for volleyball, for basketball, or for, it's volleyball, basketball that need indoor courts. They don't have anything that they can go to, and practice at all, unless they rent out other schools, and the BISD doesn't rent out. So it has to be the private schools.
Right.
So it's like some sort of sports arena. And I think Carlos Cascos had mentioned something like that.
Yes.
Because the sports park, I've tried to contact the sports park and they don't rent out their indoor, what is it, at the Dome?
No. It's just they're
sitting there. Yep.
And the stadium, or whatever you want to call that thing that's out there, it's not finished.
Right.
I mean, they only have bleachers on one side, and they have bleachers. It's not even like Sam's Stadium. It's supposed to be better than Sam's Stadium when they first came out with it. I think it was Charlie Atkinson that came out with that idea. It was supposed to be better than Sam's Stadium. We were gonna do graduations there. I mean, they painted a pretty picture that BISD was gonna be able to use it and the whole bit. And does BISD use it at all? I think the only people that use it is the little kickball teams that of course they're big organizations, but they use it a lot. But again, I mean, if they wanted to bring, I don't know, they were talking about bringing in some professional soccer teams. Hey,
perfect.
It would be a great field, but
build up on the foundation.
One side only. I mean, come on, and it's been already quite a while to where, I mean, they haven't even started on the other side. And they're not even going to. Now, IDEA has moved across there, and man, that's going to look good for idea because they have the sports park right there. But
Right.
but the sports park's not finished. I think the biggest event that we have is the 4th of July and maybe some other little things like that.
Some runs.
Sombrero Festival might at some point maybe, but I doubt it. Getting in and out is a hassle sometimes. Now, getting in and out of the
Can you imagine over
arena,
there?
yeah, it's going to be worse.
It's going to be so bad. Look, Bert Ogden Arena, it sits on 50 acres. The Bert Ogden Arena.
Right.
9,000, it's 190,000 square foot building. They have about a little under 3,000 parking spots, and it sits on 50 acres.
Wow.
They're donating 20 acres to the county for this 10,000 person arena, which is what? Let's estimate a little 200,000 square feet. It's going to need about 4 acres. And then the parking, you're going to need at least 3,000, over 3,000 parking spaces. I don't see it.
I don't see it. I mean, this is the proposed. This is the picture of what it's going to look like. Let's see. We have this area here, and I think we counted it the other time, and we're going to estimate that maybe there's 500. Let's even give them 1,000 vehicles that can park here. Let's just say 1,000 vehicles can park here, and then if that's 1,000, this one's smaller. Let's say this one's maybe 500. So that's still, let's say they only have 2,000 parking spaces. They need 7,000 seats. What are they gonna? They're gonna bus these people in, or they're gonna make everybody carpool.
They're gonna end up parking up on the residential streets, and that's not gonna make them very happy.
That's another Sem Stadium situation. Whenever there's a game in Sem Stadium, everybody parks all over the place. And so numbers don't jive. Hey, Judge, you want to come in, Judge?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It just doesn't. Man. ¿Cómo te diré? It just doesn't work. I just sent you the link, Judge. It doesn't make sense. Now, okay, you're not a politician. You're nothing associated with government leadership, and same with me. So we're just regular Joes, regular married Susan, whatever. And so, I mean, why are you making such a big deal out of this?
I'm making a big deal because, number one, I think there's a lot of miscommunication out there. And that's one of the things that I cannot stand. I do not like when there's word verbiage that confuse the citizens of Brownsville or the county. And that's happening a lot. And then second, I rent cars. You saw, I gave you my bill. It's not just visitors that are going to be paying this. Local people stay at the island. Local people stay in, get hotel rooms for whatever reasons. And I do rent cars a lot to go out of town. And I can't imagine I'm the only one.
Yeah, let me just show you the ticket. You just paid $46.77, but the biggest tax here is what? Wow, whoa. Explain to me this ticket. Are they trying to charge $46.77?
No, they did. No, they didn't.
They did. Okay, I see the total. Okay, I see the total.
Yeah. So that's the rental car 5% that they're going to be, pulling that from as well. We're already paying for the amphitheater through there. I think we're paying for the SPI something else through that rental, if I'm not mistaken.
Hear me, Ray?
We're going to add the
Yes,
venue.
sir.
I can hear nothing.
He still can't hear.
Oh man, you know what it could be, Donald? That maybe you have a speaker that's or your volume is down as far as your speakers. That's what it could be. The speaker volume. Look at your speakers. Maybe they're off.
But he can't hear you. We can only hear him.
Yeah.
You have to text him.
Oh yeah. Let me see. Let me just hear, baby. Maybe your speakers are off. I don't know. That's, I mean, we can hear him fine. So let me remove him here. But yeah. So, okay. Okay. How does this ticket come into play?
So that 5% that was charged for the Cameron Amphitheater, that's the rental tax that's going to be charged for the venue project as well. So it can't go up because it's maxed out, right? So it's going to have to be split now.
Yeah, they'll probably get 3, or we get 2% or 2.5, 2.5, which means they're still getting less money.
Right.
And they're still in the red. I mean, because I know the amphitheater's in the red right now.
Yeah. So and then I think the hotel one is like 2%, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we're gonna split the 2%. And then, then I heard I watched Craig Grove's interview with Judge Trevino and Mr. Dennis Sanchez. And that's when I found out that the SPI has their own relationship with the state, so that we don't actually, the Cameron County doesn't get their 2%. I think we only get 0.5% of SPI hotels.
Well, because they're smart.
Yeah.
They create their own deals, and we're over here. The thing is this, man, the pie comes in, and instead of getting maybe 25% of the pie and eating that and being happy with that, they're eating the whole 100% of the pie and not even leaving crumbs to the city, and that's where other cities, I'm sure maybe that happens, but but we see things happening in other cities that are not happening here.
Right.
You hear it all the time. At one time, Brownsville was big. I say this, that at one time Brownsville was big brother of the valley, and now we're like the stepsister.
Yeah, I think for something like this, we might be a little too late. I think we should look at something maybe, that is more applicable to our area. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, we deserve this. It's our time. But I mean, we drive to McAllen all the time to shop and eat. I don't understand, how it's just so far now to go for a concert,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Judge's numbers have not been refuted.
Nope. Of course not.
And he came in here, he came on my show, he came on Erasmo's show, and nobody, confronted him or argued against him or said, Judge, you're wrong. No, he was on point. I mean, the man's a CPA.
Well, and he's been in this. He's been in this positions before. Yeah. He knows exactly what he's talking about when it comes to this.
Yeah, who makes up the difference? Now they're saying, okay, the taxpayer's not going to be hurt here. It's and Donald was saying that the way it should run is that the taxpayer should not pay for anything, and that's what Donald was going to talk about. That and that's the way it should be. But that's what they've said before,
more than once.
And we just don't get it, right? Lynn, what's up? I voted no twice. Yes, exactly, twice. Okay, you guys want the arena? No. Okay, leave it alone. Nobody wants it. Why are you bringing it back? If it fails tomorrow, in 3 months or 4 months, they're going to bring it back again. Why is it so important to build this arena?
I don't know, but it's what?
Somebody's making some bucks.
$30,000 of contributions important.
And look at all the money that they're spending on signs, commercials. You see commercials on YouTube. You see commercials, I think, even on Facebook. You see commercials on TV, on the radio. Why are they investing so much? What are they going to gain?
Okay. The landowner and developer to invest $30,000 into advertising for this, campaigning for this. I mean, that's just, I don't know what to say about that.
Hey, Don, are you okay? Is it just paid off her mortgage? Hey, good for you, Lynn. I don't want to fill my property taxes. I don't want to fill my property taxes because my new mortgage payment or become a new mortgage payment again. Oh yeah. Man, yeah, you said no means no.
Exactly.
Or no is not understood. Yeah. No means no. Yeah. I mean, it's true.
It's true.
Well,
I mean,
really,
what? We're 5 months later than November that we just voted it down. I mean,
and they stick this one in.
they stick it in with the anticipation that less people will show up.
Yes, and so pero I was gonna say I make fun of Sharky here, but they gave us Sharky's favorite.
That's right.
Vote yes, play.
That's right. As a matter of fact, I saw them giving it again at the public library.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they had a whole tent set up there giving it again.
Everybody can hear and see me, but I can't hear them.
Yeah, we can hear you. So if you want to say something, just so yeah, it's like that's when I posted. I think I was eating some seafood and go, "Here's my vote, no, please."
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God! But
and then right, we haven't seen any of the contract, like the commitments from the supposed teams or any commitments from public or private grants or anything like that have said, hey, you know what, we're picking up a portion of this, or we're committed to, renting out the arena for our sports team. At least.
I mean, why would anybody make commitments with us when they're already going to McAllen?
Mm-hmm.
It's I think Erasmo was saying, or somebody was saying, when you go somewhere, I think Erasmo was saying this. Let's say you go to San Antonio and watch the Spurs game, right? Okay, you go watch the Spurs game. Well, in your case,
I'm here.
You went to San Antonio, right? Because you're going to watch your kid play, but you're also going to go eat somewhere. You're also may do. Go shopping at the mall. You also might maybe go to a museum. You also might go visit a university that he might be interested that's around. Maybe go to Georgetown. Maybe go to San Marcos, somewhere. But there's other things that you can do because you're there.
Exactly.
When they come here, where are they going to go?
Where are they going to stay?
Where are they going to stay? Yeah.
Where are they going to stay? We don't have sufficient hotels. I mean, where are they going to stay? They're going to go to the island, and we're not going to get that hotel venue tax from the island.
Right.
So,
and the thing is that they're just going to take Highway 100 and go to the island, and not even go to Brownsville.
No.
I think
I thought a big hotel convention center was being built out on Morrison Road. What happened to that?
I believe it is. No, it didn't come through?
I don't think so.
No, I think so.
Or maybe it might be.
I think it's in the planning stages.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, right. So you can hear us, Donald?
Yes, finally.
Yeah!
No.
Finally.
Donald, take it away. Donald, you got some interesting things to say about this. Tell us a little bit. Now, I think that people want to know if it doesn't go through, are the taxpayers going to pay?
No.
Okay. Now,
now let's clarify something.
Yes,
okay?
yes, exactly.
There's 2 votes. One tomorrow on the funding proposition to issue tax-free bonds to be repaid by the hotel and rent-a-car tax, plus a tax on each ticket sold at the arena once it's built, if it's built.
That's right.
Okay? So if the arena is never built, the taxpayers pay nothing on Proposition 8. The actual arena itself, we're going to be voting on in November. This is because the state laws in Texas, the state of Texas has got the most screwed up laws I've ever seen in my life. There's no way the county would have wanted to have these 2 separate votes like they're having to do. It's because of the way the state of Texas requires them to do it. And it's a mess. It's real. This state is really a disaster when it comes to the legal system, because there is no state constitution. The only state constitution of Texas is a bunch of laws thrown together back in the 1800s. They're out of date, obsolete, and totally worthless. And everybody's blaming Washington for the high price of gas. The high price of gas is right here in Texas, caused by the Texas Railroad Commission. Because when the price of gas, price of oil plunged during the pandemic to $20 a barrel, they could no longer afford to. These companies could no longer afford to pump the oil, and the Texas Railroad Commission came in and made them call what they call shut in the wells, which is a disaster to this state. And I know that's not what we're here to talk about tonight, but I'm just trying to give you a picture of how screwed up our legal system is in this state.
Right.
And the actual vote on the RENA is in November. And if this Proposition A does not pass, we're going to have an arena without funding, which means the county can, at their wishes, maybe tax us to death with other taxes if this doesn't pass. We need this to pass to protect ourselves from taxes in the future.
Wow. Now, that's providing that it's done the legal way. However,
that's the only way you can do this. Whoa. That's the only way you can do it. You can't do it any way except the legal way, because this is governed by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the federal government under tax-free bond issues. The federal government is watching every move they make on this. They have to have a bond rating company come in and rate these bonds. If these bonds are not rated investment grade or higher, they'll never sell. You won't have to worry about this because the bonds will never sell and the whole thing will fall through. But if they come up with a proper proposal and the bonds are issued and sold to the public, which they'll be sold all over the United States, not just Brownsville.
Right.
Okay. These bonds will be sold all over. That money will come in and be used on the arena, and it can't be used on anything else. The Securities and Exchange Commission has got a watchdog looking over it. And it's going to be, let's give you an example. Our former DA, Villalobos, he's sitting in prison right now, right?
Right.
Okay, because he broke the law. Well, the same thing will happen to anybody involved with this bond issue if they break the law, because this is hawk-eyed by the SEC. You cannot break the laws on this thing and get away with it. If they do, they're going to end up in the hooscow.
And Judge then says, so why the lack of information? This has never been
because of this stupid Proposition A for the funding they have to do before they do the arena.
But why don't they explain it? Why are they just, why are they hiding all these facts? If it's that simple and you understand, because that's being, you've worked with this from this point of view, and that's why it's confusing.
I know it's totally confusing. And it's totally confusing because of the laws of the state of Texas. They require this funding proposition be done before the vote on the arena, which is insane in my opinion.
So Donald, let me ask you this. Are they trying to screw us? In other words, are they trying so hard to get us to vote no so that later they can tax us? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think they're trying to do that at all. I think they want the bond issue to go through. But if it doesn't go, we have a real problem here because you've got two different groups of people voting on this thing.
Right.
This Proposition A is a real small vote because this is a special election and there's only a handful of people voting on it. And the general election, where we're going to be voting on the arena, is going to be everybody's going to be voting. They're going to be voting for the congressman. They're going to be voting for this or that and everything. Okay. And
but Donald, what if we vote no for the arena in November as well?
You could. If that's the case, this is dead.
All right. There you go.
Okay, but then no one has mentioned any vote in November.
But the danger is they vote yes on the arena because it's a general public voting. I think it's got a strong chance of passing, whether you want it to or not, no matter how many these things you do. Okay. I think it's got a very strong chance of passing, whether this passes or not. And if this has not passed, we could get whacked later on. If this does pass, we can't get whacked. There'll be no new taxes, except the one new tax on the tickets sold at the arena if the arena's built. That will be the only new tax. And the only way you'll pay that is if you attend an event at the arena.
And that's a 10%.
Now, I'm very upset about how they've done this, because I used to be a stockbroker with a Series 7 license. I used to work for Merrill Lynch out on the expressway here in town. And I know all the laws and regulations on this thing, but almost nobody else besides stockbrokers know this. If you want to verify any of this, go to Bob Cackley. Here, he's a broker right here in town. He used to work at Merrill Lynch. He knows me. He knows that I had a Series 7, and I know what I'm talking about. And he's a good guy. But anyway.
But Don, why is it that they don't talk about something? Why don't they talk about it the way you just
Because they've never been a stockbroker.
But
they've never been
they're the ones that are trying to push this. They should just sell it.
They don't know much more about it than you do. They're just going on legal advice. That's where, Judge Coscos was making, former Judge Coscos was making comments earlier, and we had this advantage in this county of him being a CPA. He has all this financial background that these other people don't have. That was a big advantage to the county when he was in office. However, he's not in office now, and the people that are in office don't have that background. And they're just trying to get advice from this person and that person, and they need somebody to put it all together. And that everything's being done properly. I've checked everything out. Everything's being done properly if this Proposition A passes. If it fails, we might be screwed. Seriously. We might have a serious tax problem if this issue fails. Now, I know you want it to fail because you think that'll stop the arena from being built. No, it won't. That's a separate thing.
The other thing, Donald, do we really need an arena?
I'm not going to get into that debate for a good reason. That's up to people that know more than I do about this type of thing.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm telling you about is the financial situation.
Right.
And the financial situation is this. If Proposition A fails, we could be screwed later on if the arena passes in November. We could have big tax problems coming down the road. And I strongly advise everybody to vote for it where that doesn't happen, because voting for Proposition A is not voting for the arena. It's just voting to protect ourselves on the financing end if the arena passes and is built.
Wow.
See, and I think, I don't know, Donald, the Proposition A is only for the county's portion, correct? For the 33 million. Correct. Okay. And so the other, let's say 700 million. Well, no, the proposition, from what I understand, is for the county's portion, which is the third of it. And then and then supposedly, the developer is going to put a third, and they're going to have public and private grants. Okay. So my issue is they don't even have that concrete really yet. What's to say they won't? What's to say they wouldn't go in and tax us anyway if we vote yes to this?
They can't. If you pass this, they can't. They have to use this and nothing else.
If we vote yes to this, they're
required by law to do it.
So let's say the county says, you know what, we need to pick up 40 or 50 million right now. So are you saying that's all going to come out of the venue tax? Nothing would come out of any other tax?
Well, the venue tax and the hotel tax and the rent-a-car tax. Okay. Right. Those three taxes.
No matter what amount the county comes
they can't change it once it's done.
Yeah, that seems.
They have to come back with another election.
Carlos, Justice, yes, they can. Nothing to prevent transferring money.
Now, I am not endorsing the arena. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that to other minds.
Mhm.
I'm just telling you what the law is and how we could have a serious problem if this fails.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, things are, if everything being the right way, I mean, we would have awesome leadership and we would be in a much greater Brownsville. We would have awesome streets. We would have awesome, bus stops. We would probably even have a subway. I don't know. I mean, we would be in a totally different place if our leadership was doing the best for the community, but it hasn't for years. And,
I couldn't agree with you more.
This is Brownsville is where leadership come and get their PhD in corruption, man. I mean, yeah, man, we're corruption university here in Brownsville. This is where they come and they learn all the bad habits.
I couldn't agree with you more. However, this is a legal issue on this bond issue, and I think it's a big mistake to vote no on it. I can see serious problems coming down the pike if we vote no.
Well, Carlos says that they did it in the 2022 budget. They transferred dollars to the balance.
Yep.
They transferred what?
Money to the balance. I don't know if that's what the...
For what?
To balance it. To balance
it. I think that's what Judge was telling us in this report that he sent me from the last time. He was talking about 126,000 net change in full funds. But the thing is that it can sustain the arena can't make it to balance the venue. Okay, was that the 126,000, Judge, that you were talking about? Here, let me show you. Let me show you the numbers.
Could I enter one little comment about that? Yeah. I know that it looks like we can't support it right now.
All right.
But this is a home of SpaceX, and they got events coming, whether we like it or not. A lot of environmentalists want SpaceX gone. Okay, I'm not going to make any comments about that. But the fact of the matter is they're here, we're stuck with them, and later on they're going to bring in a lot of events and a lot of money to this city. And if we don't have the facilities, that might be a problem. They might end up all that money might end up over in Hidalgo County.
Me too, Isaac. Yeah. Jessica says, does anybody think that building, I guess, the arena during the pandemic environment is a good thing? No, of course not. What? I mean, I don't think I don't know. I'm thinking Harlington's got a convention center now.
Oh, it's small.
So Benito's building another one. So how does this benefit Cameron County?
Ray, it's only 1,400 seats. They're talking about putting 10,000 seats in.
They never get 2,000 seats. They never sell 2,000 seats. So they're smart. They're figuring, okay, let's make 1,400 because at least we'll sell 800.
When you've only got 1,400 seats, you can't bring in big name acts that bring in big money. When I lived in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, okay, I was raised in Nashville, Tennessee. I moved to Murfreesboro, Tennessee because my dad and I bought a Western Auto store there. And we had a real good business there. But the university there, which I later went on, graduated from, BBA and MBA both, okay, is Middle Tennessee State University. They built an arena, a 10,000 seat arena there. And they actually did more business and made more money off that arena than any of them in Nashville. 35 miles away.
35 miles away.
They even got Elvis Presley to come in about 2 years before he died. They packed the place. They sold all the tickets out in 3 hours.
But
they didn't cost $1 million to bring them.
But you can't bring in a big act for 1,400 people. You can't raise enough money.
Okay, but they're not even coming to McAllen. The big names are not even coming to McAllen. How are they going to come to Brownsville?
They should be. Okay?
If they're not coming to McAllen, how in the world are they going to get them here? How in the world are they going to are they going to even get 60 events and on each event sell 7,000 seats? How? Seats are going to $300 to $1,000 a seat.
You want to know the truth? Okay. I'm from Nashville.
Yeah.
One of my best friends that I went to school with in Nashville is named Richard Law. Richard Law was a backup singer for Roy Orbison. Pretty Woman. Okay? He knows everybody there. I can make one phone call to him, and this place will be swarming with promoters wanting to put in shows.
Then why not? Then why don't you get private investors to build an arena and you run it?
Oh, there's a big problem there. Okay, when private investors do it, they cannot sell tax-free bonds. It can only be done when it's done by municipality, a county, or the state. And those tax-free bonds make the difference between being able to raise the money and not being able to raise the money.
Well, I don't know.
You're talking about $100 million. So many private investors try to raise that money and then end up in bankruptcy court.
Yeah, well, it's all speculation. In the end, it doesn't make sense. You know,
well, I mean, not according to them. If it's going to be this successful, I think a private investor with that kind of money would jump on it.
We're getting into a discussion I didn't want to get into.
No,
okay?
but Elon Musk has
the problem is
jumping on it.
The problem is if we vote no on this and yes on the arena in November, we got a big financial problem. Huge.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Unless you can guarantee me a no vote in November, I say you'd better vote yes on this thing. Otherwise, we could be in serious problems.
No, I think that if we get a no vote now, we'll get a no vote in November. That's not even a problem.
No. You're voting from two different audiences. You're voting for a very small special election group, few hundred, maybe a few thousand, very small group versus a huge group that's going to be voting for congressmen and yada, 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 all these different offices. There's going to be tens of thousands of people show up in.
Was the first election a big? I don't remember if the first election was a big election. It was, right? A little bit.
It was. It was
a big election. The very first time they put it on the ballot, and the noes won by 55 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they might lose by 55 votes next time too. Because
we're taking action against it.
Listen to me. The yes people didn't spend any money the first time. This time they are spending money.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Spending big money to get the votes out.
Yeah.
So that 55 votes could go the other way this time, and we could get stuck with a big tax bill that's not funded. Mm-hmm. If we vote yes on this, if we do get that arena, we won't be stuck with the taxes. I don't want to have to pay a lot of extra taxes for no reason. And that's, if you vote no on this thing, that's exactly what could happen. We could get our heinies taxed off. Excuse my language.
Donald, doesn't that have to be approved by the Cameron County judge and board to be on the ballot in November?
It already has been, hasn't it? I thought it was already on the ballot in November.
I haven't heard anything about it being on the ballot in November because
I've heard it was a sure thing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Not sure about that. That's something we need to check into because they would have to approve it to be on the ballot again, and that's an election that's coming up, if I'm not mistaken, for Trevino's re-elect. No,
I don't think it's any problem them approving it. They approved it the first time, so I'm sure they'll approve it the second time.
Not if it's not the same administration.
A lot of the citizens are starting to vote.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of citizens are waking up, and so.
Well, I walk my dogs. I know you're listening to a group of people, but I walk my dogs every day through the neighborhood, a half mile. Okay. And I talk to all the neighbors, and almost all of my neighbors are voting yes. Almost all of them.
Where do you live so I can go talk to them?
I live in the Consul Linda subdivision right behind Hannah High School.
Oh. I'll be back Sunday, Ray. I'll pick you up. We'll go.
I know, right? Tough neighborhood there. No, but I mean,
they've already voted though. I mean, the election tomorrow.
They've already voted. Yeah, everybody voted early voting. Yeah, so tomorrow's vote are just for those people that like to vote on election day.
Yeah,
And
which isn't many.
so that's why, we wanted to give the people some information in, pro and con, basically, because that's basically, we want to take a neutral side, and we want to, or at least from our point of view, from Talk Show Central RTV style, we wanted to present both sides, or a little bit of both sides,
Okay.
we had opened up the show
I'm gonna get off
from the beginning,
Ray?
and nobody came on.
I'm gonna leave you with one comment.
Sure.
If this thing passes the next time around, the RENA, and we have not passed the Proposition A, we're in serious trouble. I strongly recommend everybody vote yes on Proposition A, where we don't get in trouble in case the RENA passes later. It's just a protection. We have nothing to, by voting yes, you have nothing to lose. They can't tax you, and they can't have any taxes except what's approved in Proposition A, which is 2 taxes that already exist. And those 2 taxes can only be spent for recreational purposes. That's by state law. That money couldn't be spent on the police or fire or ambulances or anything else. It can only be spent on recreational purposes by state law. That's what they were set up for. Okay? And the taxes on the tickets sold at the arena, if the arena's built. We have nothing to lose by approving Proposition A. Nothing. We have everything to lose by not approving. Now, you want to fight the arena when it comes, the arena itself when it comes up for vote, you have my blessings. Go ahead and do it. But fighting this Proposition A, it could be a disaster later on down the road.
Yeah, I think what Carlos says right there says it all. That's not sufficient to build that arena.
No, obviously not. It's like, you're making 10 grand and you want to buy a Lamborghini, you're dreaming.
Well, there's a big problem. There's a big problem with what you're saying there. We're not used to having the money from SpaceX like we got now back in the old days when all these other things were done. SpaceX is going to continue to bring in more and more money into this area, and they're going to continue to suck in hotels. I would love to see the county make a deal with Elon Musk to make it the SpaceX arena. Then you could almost guarantee it could be a success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he would do it. I think there's a very strong chance.
Oh yeah, he would put his name on it too.
I'm almost sure he wants it here, and I'm almost sure that there's been talk under the table about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it hadn't been talked about publicly because Elon Musk is involved in so many other things, buying Twitter and all this other stuff now.
Yeah.
And
to him it would be like buying a piece of gum,
Chump change.
I'm from
a
Nashville.
dollar that fell off his pocket.
Let me leave you with this thought. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, little hometown, cow town that became Music City, USA. Okay, it's a little cow town that became Music City, USA, and now it's one of the biggest cities in the United States, money-wise, in the music business. Mm-hmm. They have money flowing in there like water.
Yeah.
That little bitty arena that seats 10,000 people that was built in the 1970s at that Middle Tennessee State University there has sucked in so much money that they built a huge media complex with their own recording studio, radio studio, and television studio, and computer studio. It's monstrous.
Well, we have nationals there every year.
Arena.
And so, they have Opryland and they have different things in Nashville. Yeah.
Opryland doesn't exist anymore.
The Opryland Resort, the Gaylord Resort, man, that's huge. I was just there not too long ago, and I mean, I go at least once a year there. We have
Yeah,
you
they
know,
break my
2,000,
heart to just shut
3,000,
down
4,000
Opryland.
just students and family members. So it's big, you know. Ooh, they
I
won't
u-
come down. I know the Chess Federation would not bring 5,000 people here to Brownsville. You know, I know for a fact we've done that deal before. They won't do it. So they're thinking of bringing, you know, events like this. No, it won't happen.
Not only that, but Nashville has, I mean, it's the music capital of the world.
Yeah.
You know, the stars are, for this facility, he's the venue he's talking about is 30 minutes away. Well,
Yeah, we don't have the demographics. This is
we
not
don't
Nashville. This
have,
is not Austin. This is not San Antonio.
J-Lo doesn't
You
live
know?
in Harlingen. She's not just going to pick up her stuff and come over here.
Yeah.
You know, I've lost count of the number of people I know that have told me they've gone to San Antonio and Austin, Houston, and other places to see these shows. If we had them here, they'd come here.
Yeah, but if you had them here, those people would not see a show every week.
No, they wouldn't see a show.
No, they
every
won't
week.
see a show every week. So
No.
it's like vacation. You drive up there, you see a show, you do the things that are neat.
You're not gonna
if we
have
had
a
a show,
big time show like that every week.
let me put it to you this way: if we had an arena, people would still go to San Antonio because they would go when they're shopping. They would still go to Houston because they would go when they're shopping or whatever. They would go to museums and all of that. So you know, just the fact that we have an arena, I mean, we the desire to go away would still be there.
My experience is this: if you have the entertainment act that they want, they'll come here. If they have who they want to see, they'll show up. I don't care if they're from corporates or they could come from San Antonio down here. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to be able to suck in people from San Antonio and Houston for shows down here.
What else can we offer them?
Exactly.
Donald,
where are they going to eat? Where are they going to stay?
What else can we offer them?
The hotel convention centers are being built, or fixing to be built very soon.
Yeah, no.
One.
Our zoo is losing animals like crazy. Gorilla Marta just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bless your heart.
And so our zoo,
that's
the biggest jam we have.
That's another comment that's another show I'd like you to do. Yeah. We need to get BSD to make a deal with the city of Brownsville to give that Cummins Middle School property to the zoo where they can
agree with that. I mentioned that 3 years ago.
I tried to get it done a few years ago, and you know who stopped it? Huh. I won't mention her name, but she's sitting in prison right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She killed the whole deal.
La Silvia.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because her brother, when he was Commissioner Atkinson for the city, is the one that had that atrocious sports park deal. It wasn't funded properly. The whole thing was a disaster.
Yeah.
Back when Omada was mayor, that deal was totally mishandled from the start. I've never seen a worst handled deal in my life. It should have never been done, but it was done by the same group of people. And these
always is, Donald.
These same people are disappearing. They're going away. Bye-bye.
Yeah, they are. Okay. Some of them are going behind bars and all that, but they're being replaced. And actually, the thing is that Brownsville needs to vote. More citizens of Brownsville need to vote. And it's just a shame that elections are won by 1,000 votes. That's we have 250,000 plus citizens in Brownsville.
Are you kidding me? When I ran for school board, there's three of us that ran. There's less than 350 votes separated all three of us.
Yep.
And there was no runoff.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, wow.
Crazy.
Wow. So, Susan,
I'm still
any other words?
I am still a no.
I think so too.
I
am confident that
I hope
we
you
will
enjoy
get
paying the taxes if the arena is approved.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be approved. I think I think economic growth in different other areas. With SpaceX, we need more restaurants, more hotels, more entertainment. Venue for concerts is not gonna do it.
They're coming.
Well,
they're
I think
coming whether the arena comes or not.
Yeah.
They're already in the planning stage.
Well, then
It's just a matter of time before they're built. They're coming soon.
I think that's what we need to do. I'm all for his residential area, for the Medina residential.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's great. It's perfect, beautiful. Build the commercial things that you want out there. But I still vote no for the arena, and
Yeah.
make sure that we push for it to be in November
You're
as well.
not voting no. Let's stop
Yes,
that. Don't
I'm
say
sorry.
that. You're not voting no for the arena.
You
You're
are
voting
correct.
no for the funding.
Exactly. I'm voting
And
no.
you're
We're
voting
voting
for the
no
no
tax
for the
bill.
wrong
And
thing.
in November, we're voting no for the arena.
Yes, you're right.
That's
I'm
fine.
voting no for
That's fine.
Proposition
You have
8.
that right. But if it passes anyway with your no votes, then we're screwed if the funding hadn't passed.
Mm-hmm.
To protect myself, I've already voted. I voted yes. And that's because I don't want to be taxed to death later on if that arena is passed.
Well,
I don't think they can raise
Funding
our
to be
property
there where I
taxes
don't have
anymore.
to
They
worry
already
about
have.
it, and I, as a taxpayer, will not be affected.
Mm-hmm.
well, it's a whole. It's a whole. It just depends, how it goes. As the what is it? Joe Tucker, Joe Tucker. The island bought thousands of people. However, I don't think an arena wouldn't do it.
Well, you know
But
about
it looks
Murphy's
nice.
Law, right?
Yeah,
Murphy's Law, anything that go wrong can and will.
it always goes wrong in Brownsville.
Yeah.
Murphy's
what I'm
Law is
saying.
Brownsville's law.
I am terrified that the arena is going to pass and the funding for it isn't. And we're going to end up with a tax nightmare.
Well, man,
I need to look into what he's talking about the November.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how it's even worded.
Yeah. Current
Yeah.
commission cannot control what a future commission does. They can transfer property taxes and make up deficits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the other thing too. And man, these politicians are sneaky, man. They're underhanded and they backstab each other and they backstab us. And
I really think they're overly pessimistic.
if leadership was honest, ethical, man, I would totally go with what you're saying, Donald. Quite frankly, because we would know that everybody was going to play it by the letter,
right?
According to the law, the way it should be done. But these guys,
the funding will be because they have no choice. They'll be governed by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States in Washington, D.C., whether they like it or not. Once they make those bonds tax-free, it's guarded and supervised by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and that's it. And you keep talking like it's going to be a big dirty deal. No, it can't be, because if they do pull any dirty stuff, they're going to end up in the pen. They absolutely positively will end up in the penitentiary, federal penitentiary, if they try to pull anything on those bonds. That's the law. And I know a lot of people that have ended up in the pen on those laws. Okay? But they won't get away with it. If they try to pull anything, they will not get away with it. Period.
Ray, you should pull up the I don't know if you have access to the website when it shows that front page when it says, "What are you voting for?" on Cameron County Arena.
The Cameron County Arena. Let me see here. Let me see.
And you can see how the explanation is completely opposite of what we're voting for.
Yeah, that's. Hold on. Let me put it over here so that I can share it. And hold on. Let me go here. Let me just go Cameron County Arena, Facebook share. All right, so here it is.
Go to the webs. Can you go to the website?
Sorry.
No?
Sorry.
It's too small for me.
Here it is right here. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my internet's weak. Oh, there it is. All right, so here it is, guys. Look at that pretty picture. Oh, okay, look, we're going to get all these guys. We're going to get all of these guys. We're going to get Kiss. We're going to get Donald Duck. Oh, my goodness. Are you watching this? Oh, wait a minute. It's not moving, is it, for you guys?
It's not moving, yeah.
Man, it's kind of slow. That's why I guess my internet's slow here. But anyway,
Beat me up, Scotty.
really, man.
Uh,
Hold on. Let me. Oh, no. Stay. I don't want to leave studio. All right, let me do it again since we went. All right, so let's see here. Let me go this way. All right, there we go. Okay.
oh yeah.
So we got this.
Look at that. That's so pretty.
It is pretty.
Mm-hmm. There's more trees and water than there's parking spots, though.
I know. Look at that. Oh, we're gonna get what's his name? Gordito comedian Iglesias.
Mm. Let's see.
All right, here it goes. Visit Cameron County.
Kiss.
We're gonna get Kiss. Funded, paid by county's existing hotel. Create hundreds of jobs. Oh yeah, we're gonna get hundreds of jobs.
Go to the frequently asked questions and look at the first question on what they say we're voting for.
All right, where's that at? Down?
Frequently asked questions at the top. See at the very top where there's the arena, frequently asked questions, where to vote.
Here.
Yeah, on the.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Frequently asked questions. Okay.
All right. Yeah, go down. Right there. Up. What is the objective of this?
Of this vote.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read it.
The objective is to authorize Cameron County the use of the venue tax and then investigate in detail the feasibility of building an arena. In order to do so, Cameron County would obtain marketing studies, financial analysis, and engineering reports in order to determine the size and design and estimated cost, the sources of revenue from the operation of the arena, and the sources and amount of financing available to the arena. None of that has been done already?
No, that hadn't been done yet. You got to approve the financing before you can do it. Without knowing that you're going to have financing, doing that is suicide. They're trying to avoid that.
And who pays for all that, Donald?
For the study?
Yeah, for all of that. The studying, the engineering reports, and all of that.
Okay, that's going to be done by the taxpayers, of course. But it's worth it if it comes out.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's not that much money because the bonds have to be rated.
What do they say?
They would be rated by Moody's or Standard & Poor, one of the other rating agencies. And they do all the work, and it costs us almost nothing.
Look at how it's going to be paid for on their website. Right there. Scroll down.
But once you authorize Proposition A, all that tax money starts paying for all this. That's the tax money that we pay.
But there's not a lot of money in that tax. They make it sound like
enough to do the study, that's for sure.
Yeah, they make it sound like the tax itself will have enough to pay it.
You know, I understand your negativity about the whole thing. All right? There's just one fly in the ointment that I see coming. This is just like Nashville. Nashville grew into cow town, into Music City, USA. We're the beach town, okay? The border town, the town full of illegals, low education, blah, 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 okay? They got all these negative things about it. But now we got SpaceX. And that SpaceX is going to make a big difference whether you believe it or not. It's going to make a lot of changes in this city over the next few years. In 5 to 10 years, you're not going to know this place. When they start doing regular lunches, and they will, it's going to draw tourists in like gangbusters.
And you think the most important thing we need is an arena rather than hotels? The
hotels are coming, will be here before the arena.
We need better roads.
We need roads.
Oh, we definitely need that.
We need the zoo to come back to its former glory. We need Camille Playhouse to be bigger and stronger and better because people are going to want to go to the theater.
I have the mayor and every city councilman in Brownsville mad at me because I keep complaining about the streets.
Oh yeah.
I just wrote the mayor a comment on Facebook that the streets around my house were atrocious, and they are. I live just off what used to be Coffee Port. It's called Coffee Road now. It used to be called Coffee Port.
Yeah.
Okay.
That road's been bad for years.
I moved to Brownsville in 1986.
Yeah.
That street has not been repaved since 1986, and it was old in 1986 when I moved here.
I remember
how
in
long do they
79.
think the street's going to pass anyway?
I remember in 79 cruising by there, man, there was holes and bombs, and I mean, it was terrible. People would avoid that street. You know?
In 79.
Look what Ray, look what Carlos said. Carlos said we need to invest and take care of what we have.
Years old then.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's all right. We need to invest and take care of what we have. What do we have? We have the zoo. You know, the zoo keeps losing animals.
The zoo,
and
you know that the zoo, everybody says that the zoo at one point was one of the top 3 or top 5 in the United States, top 10 in the world, that kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I lived in Dallas. For, before 2000 for about 15 years. The Dallas Zoo sucked compared to the Brownsville Zoo back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, some friends of mine have gone to the Dallas Zoo and they say, man, there's this, man, there's that, man, there's this, there's all of these things that you can do. Brownsville doesn't have that.
Yeah, well, we need the zoo to take over. We need BSD to get off its duff and work out a deal with the city for coming to middle school.
Even outside of that, even with the ground they do have, I mean, the zoo used to be better. We used to have more animals back in the day, and it was still the same size. Now it becomes bigger. Obviously, we would get better facilities for the animals and all of that. That's a given. Or maybe it stays the same size. But come on, what did they have, a GoFundMe page to feed the animals at one point during the summer? Come on.
Yeah, no, we need that zoo to expand and improve, and it can be done.
I don't know. Carlos might know this, or maybe you or Donald might know it, right? If we can use that venue visitors tax to finish the sports park and fix that up.
No, they can't. It's two different things.
It's the.
Oh, but it's recreational.
I don't know. I think you'd have to have a separate referendum on it. People would have to vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know.
I think there's an agency in Brownsville that could help.
I think if they finish the sports park, we wouldn't need an arena. We could have the first ever outdoors type of concerts. I mean,
there's plenty of those outdoor concerts that bring in revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at Sombrero Festival.
Yeah, Carlos, is true. People will move here. We have good educational system, infrastructure, health facilities, public safety. Integrity in local governments. Hey, people that are. You know what? That's true. You want to move to Brownsville, or you want to move to any city? You check out the schools. How's the school system? Do I want to send my kids to that school system?
I taught for BSD for 22 years, and what makes me sick to my stomach is that almost all the students I had are gone.
Yes.
They left Brownsville. They got the hell out of here to go to another city where they can make more money because there's no opportunity.
There's no opportunities. There's no jobs.
And then,
these guys are every year. You get 2,000 or maybe 1,000. Graduates. Where are they going to work?
Yeah, but then these people come in, do these surveys. Oh, you don't want to come to Brownsville because they don't have anybody with education. That's because everybody with education gets out of here.
Right, that's true.
Before they can get a good job. I don't blame them. I had a student, the last year I taught, I had a student who told me, he said, I had inspired him to become a math teacher and that he was going to become a math teacher. Well, guess what? He is in San Antonio. He got 10,000 a year more by going to San Antonio than by teaching here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have a future show for you, Ray.
Yeah.
You ready?
Tell me.
Why hasn't our BISD taxes for our property taxes, the tax rate, decreased when we're closing schools, we have less enrollment, and we haven't given raises to the teachers?
The state.
Why are we still paying the same
The
tax?
The state is not funding them. They're having to use their local taxes, everything come in to give raises. The state's not increasing the money where the district can give raises, but the district is being forced to give raises to keep up with other districts, whether they like it or not. It's really
and then of course the six-figure
the state has really
salaries.
neglected our educational system.
And contracts that we have to pay out.
Top a little bit from the top, and what is it? Superintendent making what 400,000?
Oh, that's ridiculous. I've always been opposed to that.
That's a
Ridiculous.
lot of money. And well, I would say, hey, give him 500,000 if the system was working. If he was taking care of the teachers. If we had good insurance, if the teachers had good insurance, obviously. If look at what happened when COVID started, man. This BIC was chaos, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're copying everybody else's. If Houston was doing something, that works. Let's copy it. And I remember one time it was just copy and paste. Boom. Not even their own stuff.
Definitely a future show.
Our teachers. I know it was Teacher Appreciation Week this week, and pobrecitos, they weren't really appreciated other than by parents and their students, because BSD sure didn't do anything special for them. I think maybe they got a couple of tacos or pan de dulce or something.
That's
but
about it.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the principals doing, not the superintendents.
Yes, of course.
Oh, the principal's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've been over an hour here. Hopefully, again, Donald says vote yes, because that will ensure that the money will be there
without our tax increase.
Yeah, no tax increase when they do get to build it, and then later on they won't tax us. Vote no, and then if we vote no now, we better vote no in November, or we'll be screwed. So, again, what Donald says, makes sense as far as that. But we have to go no today or tomorrow, vote no tomorrow, and then in November, vote no. If you want to vote no. No to Proposition A. So,
well, I hope you lose this one. It might be a good thing if you win the November one, but I hope you lose this one, because I want it to go yes, where I don't have to worry about my taxes going up.
Yeah, and then we just gotta vote. Gotta vote. Yeah, and it's all about looking at the numbers. Carlos keeps saying it's in the numbers. The numbers don't lie. The numbers are pure truth.
Well, unfortunately, those numbers aren't very good, because they don't.
That's their numbers.
They don't include what SpaceX is going to be pulling in here in the future years.
But SpaceX, you know what? The thing is about this, we have to sustain ourselves as Brownsville. SpaceX should just be gravy coming in. But we can't rely on SpaceX. We need to rely on us. And we can do it on our own. The thing is that our politicians are stealing our money.
You only need one thing. When I lived in Nashville, it was a cow town until along came the music business.
Every city in the United States at one point was a cow town.
A gentleman named Olin Bradley built a state-of-the-art recording studio in Nashville and sold it to Decca Records, I believe it was. And that started the music industry there. course, the Grand Ole Opry was already there. That's what made the attraction begin with. But Owen Bradley is the one that made Nashville, Tennessee what it is. And the whole surrounding area has benefited.
Right. So, but we don't have that here. So we have to do.
No, we have SpaceX now, which we've never had before.
We have to do what we have to do here based on what we have. SpaceX may stay here. SpaceX may leave.
They're not
Who
going
knows?
to leave.
Leon may just say, you know what? This leadership ain't doing it for me. Bye. See you later.
Mhm.
Bye, Felicia. And he's gone. He's already flying rockets.
He might have other
He's
interests.
already flying rockets out of Florida.
Yep.
He flew
I heard
rockets
he liked
already
to
out of Florida.
insinuate this here, so let's give it a chance.
And I mean, he donated some money, and how is that money being spent? Not on Brownsville. It's being spent on downtown.
Yeah.
But not
Well,
on Brownsville.
I had a problem there to begin with. A lot of people said, "Oh, why are you opposed to Mayor Mendez?" I said, "Because he has business interests downtown, and all the city's money is going to be spent downtown."
Yeah,
And
because
they're not even spending it the right place.
well,
If they wanted to make downtown better, what's the first thing they should do? You know the answer to that.
streets.
More parking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
More parking.
No, well, the thing
They
is,
haven't done one thing.
they have
to
that big
decrease
garage,
parking.
but people don't know how to use it. I said
Is that done?
years ago. Well,
Is it
now
done?
it's being used for COVID patients. But I had said they should use shuttle buses so that people can park on that garage, and then from there shuttle them around downtown and get people used to using that parking garage there. But
You
the
know
thing
what?
is this: nobody wants to come from out of town to go downtown.
Yeah.
Nobody. There's nothing great about it.
Let me give you a suggestion. You know where the Casa de Nylon building is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Across the street from the bus station.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that block running by the bus station and the side of Casa de Nylon.
Right.
Street running by there. I can't even remember the name of it. What is it?
That's Adams.
Adams. Okay. That block going west from the bus station is nothing but junk buildings. The whole block, there's nothing historic there.
No.
Everything should be condemned, torn to the ground, and made into parking space. If you want to improve downtown, let's get some parking down there.
Well, they do have it, Donald. They have that garage. The thing is that they need buses to shuttle people in and out. They already have that problem taken care of. But the thing is that people don't know how to use. People here don't know how to use parking garages. They don't. Big cities they do. You go to a big city, you park in a big garage like that, and you walk down there, and then there's shuttle buses or there's taxis or carriages or somebody takes you around.
But
San Antonio,
have
Dallas.
one big problem. They charge like gangbusters.
Well,
They're not embarrassed about charging you. They charge your pants off. They're expensive, and that's why people don't want to park in them.
Yeah, turn down. Get rid of the streets in Brownsville and make it all walking.
You want to make downtown Brownsville better? Take out all the parking meters, tear out that whole block I'm talking about, and make the whole block into parking space. Close Adams Street there, make that whole city block nothing but parking. And
yeah, but then you got Stillman. You got the Stillman Museum right behind that. So it can't be a whole block either. So and that's historical. So
I don't even see any reason to go downtown. Like there's no attractions or anything.
I go downtown when I go to Wessel or maybe Terrace or actually the street the Market Street Deli. I go there. That's about it. I used to go to the Half Moon a lot.
But there's no shopping stores, like anything that's.
There's nothing.
We shouldn't be spending all of our money there. And we should, if they want to improve it, let's improve it. Let's give them parking. Until you give more parking downtown, it's not going to improve.
Yeah, Karina says who wants to go downtown? Market Square is being developed for who? For Trey. You know, and all the rest of the commissioners
He's got
that
all
own
this money
property down
invested
there.
down there.
Yeah.
I think he's a nice guy, smart guy, but I think he's throwing our money away in downtown, and I don't like it.
Yeah, well, you know, the guy's becoming a millionaire, and so, hey.
I knew it was going to happen when he got voted
we
in office.
put him there. We put him.
Oh,
we
Trey's so nice. He's such a wonderful man. Who gives a rat's ass? I mean, pardon my French. I don't care how nice a guy is. If they don't spend my tax money the right way, the way I want it spent, I don't want him in office.
Right.
He's not spending my tax money wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's true.
That's the bottom line, right there.
Well, they don't care for the city. They're not about the community. They're about their pockets. That's bottom line. That's what it is. And we need to vote these people in. And that's why your vote is needed. You need to vote. You guys need to vote. People,
you know what the problem is, Ray?
Every family in Brownsville needs to have at least one voter.
Yeah, but you don't get it, do you, Ray? These people in this town vote for nobody but their compadres. Compadres. They don't vote for the best person.
No, they don't even vote for the compadres. They don't even vote for the compadres, and they don't even vote for the chicken plates. No, a lot of people just don't vote, Donald.
Yeah, they just don't vote.
They just don't vote.
A lot of people don't.
And one of the reasons they don't vote is because they're sick and tired of how things have been going. It's ¿para qué voto? Why should I vote? Nothing ever changes. And we need to convince them to get out of that mentality and come out and vote. And so we're seeing a little bit, but not too much of that, you know.
Well,
there's those that vote for the chicken plates.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, the enchilada plates, right, Susan?
Yeah, and this is an example. We go and we vote something down, and then it comes right back up on the ballot again. It's like, gee, I got to go vote it down again. But I do agree with Donald about the mayor, so at least we agree on something.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Nice guy, but he's not spending her money well.
Well, guys, this is a great little show here that we had in impromptu. We just put it together 2 days ago or something like that, but. You know, we need to, Susan, you need to come back. You need to come back and tell us, you know, because Susan's not a politician. She's not in office. She's not, and Donald, same thing. You know, I mean, you have a lot of interesting information that you need to share with us, and Susan just as well. Susan, at some point, I heard people were asking you to run for office.
Yeah.
You know, and so maybe that's something you should consider. I don't know.
So that Donald can go on and talk about me when I'm there? I don't think so.
Oh, that's how they start, Susan. That's how they start. Well, guys, we got to let you go. Thank you, Donald, for coming by. It was a pleasure. I'm gonna remove
Thank you for the service you provide our community with the chest.
We try, and I'm glad you're joining us, and because your voice is very much needed. You're a man of great wisdom, and I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Donald. I'll put you backstage now. Susan, it was awesome to have you, man. I definitely want to do another show with you. I think you have a lot of great insight for us all. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, guys. This is Royal with Talk Show Central RTV style, bidding you a good night. Buenas noches. Guys, happy Mother's